When Spider-Man Remastered got announced for PC, I was most excited to play it on the Steam Deck. So how does the game run on Steam's portable console? This is a technical review of how the Steam Deck runs Spider-Man Remastered and how it compares to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and a high-end gaming PC. Steam Deck has a 720p screen which matches that of the Nintendo Switch. That low resolution works fine when you're playing on a small screen. The game does look pretty sharp, but to see the real performance, I did have to capture the footage, for which there is dock mode capable of up to 4K output. Now, there is no official dock for the Steam Deck yet, but I did have this USB-C to HDMI cable lying around. I use this mainly for traveling with my Nintendo Switch, and it worked just fine for the Steam Deck. I also connected my Xbox controller to the Steam Deck and was ready to record. By default, the Steam Deck sets the resolution for this game to 720p. There's 60 Hz refresh rate target. All the graphical settings are set to the medium preset. Note that there is no ray tracing support on the Steam Deck. Here's how ray tracing looks on PlayStation 5, and I also have a high-end gaming PC shown for comparison. The truth is, in normal gameplay, you're not really gonna go hunting for those cool reflections. And the lighting without ray tracing is actually pretty decent in my opinion. I did want to push the limits on the Steam Deck, so I upped the resolution to 1080p and the settings to the high preset. This leads to some huge performance issues, giving me an unplayable 15 FPS. So I went back to 720p. This did increase the frame rate, but it was still below 30, which I consider to be unplayable. At this point, I just went back to the default of the medium graphical settings preset, and those default settings are used during this entire comparison. Steam Deck does deliver average frame rate of about 40 FPS at these medium graphical settings. I typically side hover between 35 and 45. The original Spider-Man on PS4 is a good-looking game by last-gen standards. No, it's not 4K, it doesn't have ray tracing, and the frame rate is only 30 FPS. That 30 FPS though is locked pretty solid with no real drops throughout the gameplay. Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5 ups the frame rate to a solid 60 FPS with 4K resolution in performance mode. There's even 120 Hz mode on the PlayStation 5. For this test though, I'm using performance ray tracing graphics mode, which is also 60 FPS. The resolution in this case is not native 4K. Instead, the PS5 just upscales it to 4K. In terms of performance, the frame rate is locked at 60 FPS with the PS5 showing no real drops in frame rate during gameplay. Spider-Man Remastered on PC, well, the performance of that depends on your PC specs. For me, I have a RTX 3080 GPU and a 12th gen i7 CPU. I was running the game at the highest ultra settings. Everything is on very high. Ray tracing and shadows are at the highest settings. In this case, the game does target 60 FPS, and you can see the FPS counter on the top left. On my machine, it's actually pretty stable. It only shows some minor drops in some rare cases. For the rest of the video, I show how the Steam Deck compares in graphics and resolution to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and a high-end gaming PC. There's also a comparison of loading times at the end of the video, so enjoy.
Captain Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No. We're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in!
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on him. Okay, Yuri, all done. What's happening? Yuri? Yuri! I knew Fisk wouldn't go quietly. Gotta love Doc's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. Better get there before he hurts himself. Gotta love Doc's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. Better get there before he hurts himself. All clear, ma'am.
I knew Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
Have you got somewhere to go?
I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it. I don't want charity.
They got the best wheat cakes in the city, hands down.
Mom used to make those. Haven't had any in a long time. I'll check it out. Thanks, Spider Guy.
It's Spider-Man. Oh well. Should be able to spot the next tower from up there. From his elevated position, Spider Cop spies his destination. Voicemail from Yuri.
Hey, silent alarm at the auction house holding Fisk's estate sale just tripped. Could you check it out? Quietly? I don't want to make a scene if it's nothing.
Fisk estate sale. Sounds fun. Wonder what the Kingpin had hidden in his closets. So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later. Hey, Martin, so sorry I'm late.
You were right on time. Just keep her distracted while we get everything ready.
You got it. Hey, there's my favorite aunt.
Peter, what a nice surprise.
Need some help?
Yeah, sure. Oh, there are some heavy boxes.
No. I mean, not yet. I came to, Hours for picking up all kinds of RFID I just wanted to talk. Including one nearby.
Okay. Okay. Peter, are you in trouble?